Okay, so going back to the instructions, let's see. First thing they say for us to do is remove and isolate the positive, done. Remove the powered PDC cover, done. Locate the ASD relay, done. By the way, the ASD relay, okay, I didn't cover that, so let me just cover that real quick. What's going to happen is when you remove this cover, you have to realize that it's backwards, it's upside down, right? Because this guy is flipped over. So you're almost looking at this, well, not really like that. Let's see, give me 1 second. So this side, so keep an eye on this, right? This is the clip that clips to this guy, but remember it's backwards, okay? So maybe this will help. This big guy right here, all right? Maybe if I do this, let me just move these nuts out of here, put them to the side. By the way, love this protective texture decal thing. Saves my fenders from all of this jazz, right? So, okay. This, it's backwards. This guy is on top. See, if you look at it this way, you'll think it's on the bottom, but it's not. Remember, it's flipped over, right? So this is this. Fuel pump relay is this guy right here with the wire that I'm holding. I'll talk about this wire in a minute. And then you've got your horn relay on the bottom. So this is one, and I don't have all of this. It's not a Rubicon, so that's what this gap is. Okay, so ignore that. Shift this over, maybe it'll make a little bit more sense. There we go. And the lighting is much better because the sun's not in my face. So that's that. That's this row. Empty, not Rubicon, don't have it. Moving on here. Looking for starter, ABS, this, fog lamp. Okay, that is this line right here. We are after the ASD relay, 29. Remember, again, backwards, right? So just, you know, maybe it's easier if you look at the size, right? So you got a big one, small, small. Where's the big one? The big one here on the third row, right? Remember, 1, 2, 3. The big one is on top. Then the AC clutch relay is the one on the bottom. The one in the middle, you probably can't see because all of these wires. And what you're after is this ASD relay, which is on the bottom here, meaning it's on top here, because remember, again, opposite. Sorry if I reiterated that a few times. Sound like an idiot, but just to clarify what's happening, right? Because you're literally looking at this ass backwards, and it doesn't really help if I flip this over, because then you get it. Okay, so here we are. So we did all that. All right, locate, let's see, remove the PDC from its bracket, locate the terminal end in PDC cavity A13 that connects to the ASD relay pin 85. All right, so 2 pink-white wires. Let's go find these 2 pink-white wires. Right, if I do this. Okay, better. And it'd be nice if I had something to point with so I can show you. So try this. There they are. Okay. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. There are numbers on here, by the way. Okay, so you know what they're talking about. 11, 12. Gotta get this right. 11, 12, 13. And there you go, pink, white, pink, white. This one's clipped pretty tight. And I'll tell you why. And here we are. So that's the ASD relay, 2 pink, white wires. That's what they talk about here, right? Locate the terminal end in the PDC. Sorry, the focus is. There we go. Locate the terminal end in PDC cavity A13 that connects to the ASD relay in pin 85. Don't really have to worry about all of that, because guess what? If you look at the ASD relay and if you look at the diagram, it's pretty self-explanatory. They're referring to that guy, right? There's 2 wires here, pink, white. One of them they're pointing to, and the one that they're pointing to is that one. If you haven't done this yet, yours isn't going to be cut like this. Mine is, because again, like I said, There we go. All right, so then what they say is to locate that. We did, we located. A bad day to shoot a video outside. And then what they want us to do is basically cut, all right? So I'm not gonna zoom in again because it's got this zoom in, zoom out issue, but bottom line, they say cut the pink white wire that connects to the fuel pump relay, all right, as close as possible. And you can probably see that little snipping, that, okay? As you saw from mine before, yep, it's already snipped. It's right there. Got that snipped. All right, done. Moving on, what's next? At the same PDC cavity A13, cut the other pink white wire approximately 2 inches from the terminal. All right. Going back here, the other pink white wire would be that one. All right. Focus in on that. There's the other pink white one. Mine, I put a little extension on it just because the previous owner had cut it too short, so I soldered an extension on it. Put this little guy on. I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep it or I'm just going to, I'm just going to redo the whole thing and solder it up. But there it is. That's the other pink white one. All right, 2 inches from the terminal. Yep, got it. Okay, we're at number 9. And then there are now 3 pink white wires. Yep, pink white, pink white, and I know it's purple because remember I did that. I just told you. So that's pink white, right? So you got 1, 2, 3. 3 pink whites. Okay. Now there are 3 pink whites. Strip approximately 1/4 inches of insulation from the end of all 3 pink white. Splice the 1 pink white leading to from the fuel pump. All right, splice. It says spice, by the way. But you don't want to spice anything here because that's how you get in trouble. But you want to splice it. Splice the 1 pink white wire leading from the fuel pump relay to the 1 pink white wire leading from the wire harness bundle. All right. So pink white leading from fuel pump relay. We know that the fuel pump relay is this guy. Get this guy to basically marry that guy going to the harness. Be sure to slide shrink tubing over wire before crimping. That's a very good point. Thank you for the reminder. So let's get to it. Shrink tube, maybe it's a little too big. Let's see if I can get a little smaller one. Nah, that's the same size. That's all right. Well, let me put a clear one so for giggles, so you can see the pink white connections. All right, so I'm not going to go over how to solder, how to wire, how to do all this stuff. I'm hoping if you made it this far and you feel ballsy enough to tackle this project, that you already know what to do. But nonetheless, you always want to kind of spread them apart a little bit. And see, the previous owner kind of made this a little tight for me, but you spread it out a little bit, and then you kind of want to wrap them together like so. And to be honest, if you're crazy enough, you could leave it there and probably get away with just shrink wrapping it. I mean, heat shrinking it, shrink wrapping it. You don't want to do that either. But I'm not ballsy enough to do that. So again, another tool at my disposal. I got this handy dandy butane powered soldering iron. It is does the job. It does the job. It's a little finicky, and I might do a review about this. I don't know how to really do tool reviews. Bottom line is you buy one of those butane things, right? Just like you would fill up a Zippo or something. Plug it to the bottom of that, fills this up. It's got a couple of different connections, and there it is. Click that on like so. Pull it down, you let it go, it's going to turn off. So again, it's got a little safety switch. Pull up. Okay, it'll let you, because right now it's locked, it won't let you do it. Pull it up, pull it down, you'll hear the sound. Little lock button right here, slide that over, locks that in place. What I'm going to do is, and this is the tricky part, I got to heat the wire. Okay, I got to leave it on here for a little bit. So I can heat the wire. Once I heat the wire, I am going to touch the rosin core so it can melt on top of it. Not yet. Not yet. Have a little patience, and I guess this is where a professional soldering iron might come in handy, but you know what? This thing does just fine for a DIYer like me. Make sure it gets hot enough, and when it does get hot enough, you're going to know when it gets hot enough because you're holding it on the bottom of the connection, but you're going to touch the rosin on top so it melts through the individual wire, whatever they're called, the little hairs. I don't know. I don't really know what that's called. Alright. The solder's a little thick, so it's taking a little bit of time. I should probably use the other one, but I'm afraid if I let this go, it's going to cool. I'll have to start all over again, so I'm going to have a little patience. By the way, just make sure you're not touching anything, right? Obviously when you're soldering. Otherwise, this is not going to be fun. Let me see if I can get you guys a better angle of what I'm up to here. Okay. All right. You know what? I am going to grab the other one.
Work on the carport. It's freezing out. Shorts.
I know, dude. I know.
I went out this morning. We got like a little haircut. We got a family party. I'm like, are you kidding?
Right, dude. Take advantage while you can. Last day of this. So we're having yeah, this one's a little skinnier. So we're having 75-degree weather in the middle of November, so that's what my neighbor was just excited about. All right, as you can see, this is this waiting game is not fun. So maybe, you know, having a proper soldering iron is going to get you a long way, because waiting for these wires to heat up enough so that, there we go, we got something. Here we go. Okay. Getting these wires heated up enough so that they would actually want to melt the rosin inside. By the way, is it rosin? Is it resin? It's not resin. There we go. Get it now. nice and melty. So it actually makes it through and through the wires. All right, so you're not just doing one of those things. Okay. While it's hot, kind of make sure you got good coverage. All right. That, my friends, is a solid bond. All right, turn this off. Make sure you put this somewhere safe because it's still hot. Leave it somewhere it's not going to touch anything, or no one's going to touch. There it is. There's the final connection right there. What we just soldered, and you can see that that is a, yeah, that's not too bad. All right, that is not too bad. I'm going to slip that heat shrink right on top there, and then we're going to heat that up, and we are going to call that solid.